Okay, in this video we're going to talk about the difference between vertical and adjacent angles. The big difference is with vertical angles, they share a vertex, not a side. So if you think of a vertex as being the corner right here, this is the vertex of any angle. So a vertical angle shares that point and they have equal measure. So right here is the vertex, and anything opposite like this angle and this angle would be equal in measure. This angle and this angle would also be equal in measure. And with an adjacent angle, they share a wall, and they're formed by intersecting sides. So these guys are intersecting right here, and this angle right here, angle A, would be adjacent to angle B. And if we had angles that were adjacent here, again, angle C would be adjacent to angle D. Okay, so we have vertical angles, we said are opposite angles, and they are equivalent in measure. So if this is angle 50 and here's the vertex and it's shared by angle X, then we know angle X has to be equal to 50 degrees as well. And also angle A and B are opposite angles. The measure of angle A is going to be congruent or equal in measure to the measure of angle B. Sometimes you'll see vertical angles in something called a transversal that looks like this, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And in a transversal, you'll see that the opposite angles are obvious here. They're sharing the vertex. If this measures 100 degrees, then you know this measures 100 degrees. And you know, since this is on a straight line, this must be 80 degrees because these guys are supplementary, and this is opposite this, so this has to be also 80 degrees because those are vertical opposite angles and they're congruent in measure. Okay, so here are some adjacent angles, and we see that if we have an example one, two angles that are adjacent to each other, well, in this case, they are also going to be supplementary, aren't they? So you see angle ABC is 80 degrees, and it's adjacent to angle CBD. So like that. These guys are sharing a wall, okay? And so angle ABC and angle CBD are also supplementary. So we know, again, this is a half circle. This is going to be 100 degrees right there. These are adjacent because they share this wall. They form a half circle. They're on a straight line. They're supplementary, okay? The same here. These guys are going to be angle ABC is this angle. And that's going to be 100 degrees because it's adjacent to angle CBD, which is 70 degrees. Oops, sorry about that. It's 110 degrees because these guys together should be 180 degrees. Okay, so that's really it. That's the difference between adjacent and vertical. And if you get any questions like this, you should be able to answer them with no problem.